All offseason, we've been talking about how strong and powerful and really just how great the Baltimore Ravens roster is. But what are their weaknesses? What are the Baltimore Ravens areas of concern when it comes to their roster heading into this 2025 season? Well, when you look at it overall, you could think, well, they certainly don't have many. What weak spots do they even have on this team? Because think about we'll start off with offense. Quarterback, best quarterback in the game. Running back, one of the best running backs, not even just in the game, but of all time. Then they got fullback, Pat Ricard. He's been doing this thing at wide receiver. The Baltimore Ravens are stacked and they have so much depth at tight ends. They got the best tandem in the league. But then you think, wait a minute, offensive line. The offensive line does have a slight area of concern. I wouldn't call it a weakness, but I would say it's more of an unknown. At left tackle, you got Ronnie Stanley. If he stays healthy, oh, yeah, we just fine there. At center, you got Tyler Linderbaum, one of the best in the game, getting ready to get paid any day now. At right guard, you got Daniel Falele. At left guard, you got Andrew Voorhees most likely. Then at right tackle, you got Roger Rosengarten. But right there, the left and right guard, those would be areas of concern, more so left guard than right guard. Why? Because Daniel Falele last year was his first year being a right guard. Now he'll be more accustomed to the role at right guard. Now he'll have a lot more consistency since he'll be in his second year. He can build off of everything that he learned his previous year, and he'll have consistency around him. He'll have the same right tackle that he had last season. He'll have the same center that he had last season, so that will allow him to flourish. Now at left guard, that's where I see it being even more of a challenge because Andrew Voorhees, he didn't really play much last year. So there's a whole lot of unknown with how Andrew Voorhees is going to do. But can I call this a weakness? I can't call it a weakness. Like I said, it's just more of an unknown. So on offense, that would really be the only spot where there would be a bit of an area of concern. Now flipping it to the defense, you think about linebacker. Obviously, Roquan Smith, one of the best in the game, especially when he's on it, he is on it. But who's going to be lining up next to him? Is it going to be Trenton Simpson, who struggled coming out the gate last year, but it was his first year starting, so you got to give him a little bit of leeway. And then everything that was happening behind him, I'm sure, contributed to the struggles that were in front of him. But he did struggle nonetheless. Or will it be rookie Teddy Buchanan, a lot of unknown there. So at linebacker, there's a lot that we don't know. And then we move on to the pass rush. The pass rush, you got Adolfo Wade, Kyle Vanoy, Mike Green. We'll see how he fits in with the Ravens. Then Nnamdi Madubuike as well. But as far as pass rush, then there's David Ojabo, there's Adisa Isaac, there's Tavius Robinson. So you got a lot of depth guys as well. So you pretty much know how the pass rush is going to be. I'm sure it could be up and down, but we pretty much know how it's going to be. It's going to be solid at least. But if Mike Green can help them turn it up a notch, then, oh, yeah, they're going to go crazy. And then Adolfo Wade, if he could turn it up a notch, which we fully expect him to because he's in a contract year, they'll be even crazier. So not a crazy amount of concern there at all. And then if they still want to add a little Jadeveon Clowney. Anyway, so that's pass rush. Then you think about the defensive line, the defensive front. The interior defensive lineman. That's a little bit of Nnamdi Madubuike, too. You can move him around to different places. But you got Travis Jones. And Travis Jones reminds me of Nnamdi Madubuike, not because they don't play the same position at all, but he's somebody that I could see the more opportunity they get, the better he will be. And the more opportunity he'll get to shine. He was somebody that initially, when we saw him, there was a lot of unknown about him, but he came on, he did his thing. But I feel like the biggest appreciation we had for Travis Jones came last year. Because last year, when Travis Jones was out, the Ravens defense felt it heavy. Their run defense felt it heavy. Their pass rush felt it heavy. So that made us all appreciate Travis Jones that much more. They signed John Jenkins, and he's expected to just be a space eater. He ain't got to do nothing crazy. He ain't got to make all the sexy plays or whatnot. He got to just do the dirty work and let everybody else do their thing. But maybe that could possibly be an area of concern if the Baltimore Ravens need a bit more depth on the interior defensive line. They did draft Aeneas Peebles, so he's a rookie. I expect him to be nice as well. But again, he still got to prove it on the NFL level. But crazy amount of concern there. Not too much, but just maybe more bodies. But nothing crazy right there. So then you go to the cornerbacks. You got a lot of depth at cornerback. You got some quality depth at cornerback, too. I don't think cornerback is an area of concern at all. Safeties, you got Super Duper Kyle. You got Malachi Starks, the rookie, and then you got some depth guys. Who's going to be that third safety? Is it going to be Sanusi Kane, Bo Braid? Are they going to use Jalen Armour-Davis? Is it going to be Cheeto Awuzie? They got a lot of options on what they could do there. So we're not overly concerned there. It's just a matter of them finding out who's going to be their top guys. So no crazy areas of concern there, but then there's one, the kicker. Who's going to be the kicker? Is it going to be Tyler Loop, or is it going to be John Hoyland? And from what we've heard from them, a lot of days we've heard about a lot of struggles. And it can be scary. It can be concerning, especially because right now the bright lights aren't even on. Right now there's no crowd, there's no away crowd booing you like crazy and making all this noise trying to distract you from your concentration while you're lining up for the kick. This is just practice. There's not even many Ravens fans there in attendance. So if things are going kind of wonky right now, then when them lights come on, when it's showtime, then that could be an area of concern right there. But again, it's still an unknown, but still something that we are concerned about. But when you look at this roster overall, there are not many areas of concern, and that's a beautiful thing. Because when you look up and down the roster and what we just talked about, the biggest areas of concern are more so that we just don't know how those players are going to perform when they get their opportunity. We don't know how they're going to perform when they get their chance. But one thing that is a beautiful thing about the players that are on offense and defense is that while we may not know how they're going to be, they do have a lot of quality players around them, and that can help them be that much better, and that can help them ease into their positions that much more. Now, with the kicker, I think that's where it's a little bit different. Because you could have an amazing long snapper. You can have the best holder in the world. But if you shank a kick, and there are a lot of different factors that contribute to it, but that can be on you. So we'll see exactly how this thing shakes out. But it is a nice thing to know that our areas of concern, they're not much concern right now at all.
The flock flies to the wise, it's a wonderful thing. Look what vision and commitment and some discipline brings. When 8 becomes 1, the mood swings and the flock sings for another ring. Man, we tuning in to Ingravenvids, set that scene tonight. Team, keep it clean, hold it down, the spark to ignite. A name in the lights, a North Star, ain't feeling far. When you run that north every year, that's just setting the bar.
My favorite part of each and every video is where we get to feature questions from y'all. And if you would like to take part in it, send an email to teamkeepitclean@gmail.com. Or if you want to become a Team Keep It Clean patron and support the channel a little bit more, you can go to patreon.com/Ingravenvids and send your question on there. First question came from our guy, Antuan. He said, becoming a first-time father. He said, hello, Ingraven. My name is Antuan. I'm 26, so you're very young. But I appreciate you sending in your question. Let's see what you got to say. He said, I know this isn't football-related, but I'm becoming a father. My girl is 8 weeks pregnant at the time of writing this. Congrats, my friend. Congrats. He said, I feel like my head is spinning with so many thoughts. I want to be enough for my girl and a baby. How do you become a father, especially as a black man? I want to provide for my family. I feel like I'm stressing over everything right now. How do you find some peace in this new chapter of life I'm about to go on? Much love. Been a follower for a while now. Love your wisdom and kind words. Peace and love. Oh, I ain't got no wisdom, man. Not me, man. But I appreciate you a lot. I can relate to you, though, for sure. And I'm sure a lot of people that watch that are fathers, and mothers too can relate to you for sure, but definitely, especially as fathers. But I think one of the biggest concerns for me before we had our first child, I was thinking, man, we are literally going to be responsible for somebody else's life besides our own. And when you like really sit back and think about that, that's crazy. That's scary. It is frightening. I ain't trying to make it worse for you, but it's real. That's how I felt. I'm sure you're going through a lot of the same emotions too. one of my biggest concerns too was like, man, how, like, we got to teach this kid, this baby, we got to teach them everything. They like literally got to learn how to live in this world. And it's like, oh my goodness, you think about all that responsibility that's on our shoulders. It's like, oh my goodness, it's crazy. And I was so concerned. I'm like, how's this baby, how's this kid gonna learn how to even speak, how to read, how to write, how to do numbers, how to understand? Like, how? But it just comes with time. You can't you can, because again, first time becoming a parent, it's a lot. Even a second time, having a second kid is thinking the same thing. Like, man, we got to start all over again. But we just got to breathe. We just got to breathe. And everything works itself out. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes repetition. But these kids, I mean, you done heard the saying before, when you become a parent, they don't come with no handbook. It don't come with, oh, this is what you got to do. Every child is different. Every child got their own way of learning, but you just got to go with the flow. Go with the flow. Everything will work itself out. It really will. There's so much stuff that can help you. YouTube is a big help. Shout out to Miss Rachel, but shout out to just being there. I think that's one of the biggest things with being a parent, just being there, being active, being involved. And I think as fathers, and I talk to my wife about this all the time, one of the biggest things that I stress about all the time is just providing, being able to provide. That is one of the biggest things. That's one of my biggest concerns. Am I providing for my family? Am I providing, obviously, for myself, for my wife, for our 2 kids, for our family? Am I holding it down? Because that's one of the biggest things I'd be concerned about all the time. It's one of the biggest things I'd be stressing about. Oh, my goodness. I want to make sure that they're straight. I want to make sure that they're okay. So, and obviously that comes through working. You provide for them, obviously financially, you provide for them spiritually as a spiritual head. You provide for them in so many different ways. It's not just about money, though. It goes way beyond money. So that's something to always remember, too. But you'll get it, man. You'll get it. It is a lot, and it's always going to be a lot. But once you start figuring stuff out, you'll figure out how to maintain, how to hold it down, and you'll be A-okay. Next question came from a Teamkeepitclean patron, my guy Wayne. He said, man, oh man, I'm so happy and glad you are bringing back the music intro. Oh yeah, I'm happy too. Again, shout out to Ryan, Flock Rundown. He killed it, man. He really did. I love it. And I love, like, I know for me, growing up, I like listening to a lot of Dipset. I told him it gave me that kind of like that Dipset vibe, like Cameron, Joel Santana and them from back then. I mean, y'all who a little older, y'all know what I'm talking about. But I loved it. I loved it because it was just, it was different. It was just, but it was fun. When I first heard it, there've been times like, and I ain't told nobody this except my wife, but there've been times where I've been taking a walk. I go on a walk for like a 4-mile walk. And sometimes, some points of that walk for like maybe 30 minutes, I'm listening to the song back to 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 back, like straight over and over again. And the song is only a minute long, so I'm replaying it over and over. But I love it. Shout out to Simply AS10 who killed the intro, man, for the video. He killed it, man. Like, these dudes like are so talented, man. I don't know how they do it. And they do stuff with ease. So I don't know how they do it. I give all the props in the world, all the credit in the world to them because they killed it, man. I appreciate them a lot. I appreciate you for acknowledging that, and I'm glad that you're enjoying it too. Next question came from another Team Keep It Clean patron, my guy, Biz. He said, what's up, bro? Hope all is well. What's up, Biz? He said, I just have to correct you on one point. Oh, okay, I got something wrong. You know, I be getting stuff wrong a lot. You already know me. He said, you said we had a Super Bowl winner receiving Odell, which is true. Coming off 2 years of having 500 yards receiving, which was great. And I think he was great for the team. It was just a contract. But we forget Nelly. Oh, you are so right. My apologies. I'm so glad you called me out on that. Respectfully, of course. You called me out respectfully, but thank you. Oh, my goodness. And he been right there in our faces this whole time. Nelson Aguilar. Wow. Thank you. Wasn't Deshaun Jackson on the Rams Super Bowl team? I don't even remember, but Nelson Aguilar, yes. Spot on. Thank you. Thank you. Man, thank you. Thank you. He said, but we forget Nelly, who low-key could have been a Super Bowl MVP when Philly won it the first time. All love, just had to give Nelly some love. I appreciate that so much, Biz. Thank you for correcting me on that, because I was completely wrong. Next question came from my guy, Jacob. He said, hey, man, hope the family is good. And what is your favorite superhero movie? Ooh, favorite superhero movie? Probably Endgame and Infinity War, because they had all of them in there. Because I really like the Thor movies, even though Love and Thunder, that was terrible. I enjoyed the Black Panther movie. The first one, I loved that one. The second one was straight. It wasn't the same as the first one. The Spider-Man movies, they grew on me. They really grew on me, especially the recent ones and with Homecoming and what was the, I forgot what the rest, but yeah. So yeah, if I had to pick some though, yeah, it would be Endgame and Infinity War. Well, Infinity War and Endgame. But he also said, if you could insert one Raven from history to this team and lose whoever holds their position is going for a Super Bowl run, who and why? I would say Ed Reed. But hey, Super Duper Kyle ain't going nowhere. He's gonna be our strong safety. So there we go. But yeah, it would be Ed Reed. Because Ed Reed, I ain't even gotta explain it. Y'all know. Ed Reed was like that. Best safety ever. Anyway, he said, how long will it be before Zach Orr gets a head coach nod? If he does this thing again this year, which we fully expect him to, I could see it happening after this year. I really could. I can see it happening after this season because he's young. The players love him. He brings that vibe. He brings that energy. He brings that fire. And teams love that when they're looking for a head coach. And teams love looking at the Ravens for coaching opportunities. So, yeah, I can see it happening after this year. And he said, I was going to try to make, and like so-and-so doing this and that, I'm out joke, but I'll save that for the ones that do that for us every week. Shout out to whoever that is. I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all being so patient with all of your questions, man, because I know we done had a lot of them. We still got a lot of them that we got to get through and get to, so I appreciate y'all. Nobody been complaining. Nobody been like, so thank you for that. I love y'all for that. Next one came from my guy, Omar. He said, yo, Ingraven, hope today you're having a blessed day in your family and yourself. And he said, Jair Alexander is a Raven. And I appreciate that, by the way. He said, Jair Alexander is a Raven. We have no excuses now, low-key. We can now fully let our playmakers go make plays. And not gonna lie, it all starts with KH14, that's Kyle Hamilton, Super Duper Kyle. Zach Orr got so many toys to play with, and now hopefully Roquan shed some weight. Even though he had a career high in tackles, I think he was asked to play a bit heavier this year. Hopefully we're going to have him up there again because he's actually pretty good covering, and we all know he's the best run-defending linebacker in the league. God bless Ingraven. Appreciate that, Omar. Roquan, yeah, earlier last season, he did look a little heavier, man. He really did. We talked about it on here, too, and we thought, like, oh, hold on, he looked a little different. He looked a little slower. But then as the season went on, he did start to look a little better, looked a little more agile, looked a little faster, picked up the pace a bit. And then he looked a lot better moving forward. I wonder if he looked heavier because of just all the miscommunication that was going on with the defense. Maybe he was playing a little bit slower. Maybe, I don't know. But as the season went on, like I said, he looked a lot better. So hopefully he continues that. I'm sure he will. Especially this being the second year being in this defense. They'll have a lot of that sorted out earlier, so that'll be a beautiful thing. But yeah, man, with this defense, that again, Ravens, they never had any excuses. They never had any excuses last year. They didn't have no excuses the year before. But like you said, certainly this year, they still don't have any. And speaking of Jair Alexander, man, we were all so hyped when the Baltimore Ravens first signed him. If you want to relive that hype, check out this video from when we first signed Jair Alexander to the roster, but also to get a peek behind the curtain, to understand some of the details that went on behind the scenes of the Baltimore Ravens acquiring Jair Alexander. Check out our interview with his father here.